this life prepper, and this is going to be a two-part, because this is kind of long article. You can see the title on it is How Horrible Will It Be for Non-Preppers? Now, I want you to look these articles up. I just kind of go over them. I don't read every little word there is to it. I want you to look them and research them yourself. And it's always good to research things. I spend time doing this. I'm not an expert. I'm learning. And every time I pick up an article, I pick it up and I learn something new every time. So I'm sharing these articles with you for a reason, so we can all learn together. And I just don't want to be one of those that just complains about everything. I don't. I get fussing sometimes, and I get ill sometimes, and I talk my smack sometimes. But I also want to share information from other preppers as well. Now, this here was published May the 14th, 2012. So this is a few years old, but it's How Horrible Will It Be for Non-Preppers, and this is part one. This article was written by, published by shtfplan.com. Okay. Okay, I have become personally so disenchanted with the way people fail to prep. People still don't understand how important it is to put away. I've gotten into arguments over this and had cretins call me a fool because I put away food, water, and supplies. I thought about this and the frustration that other preppers have with this laid back, idiotic attitude. I understand there. That there is no need for preparation. There are good people that just won't start prepping. They have the money to do so, but just don't want to. Many have only seen what happens to non-preppers on TV, but it still doesn't make an impact. You know, I'm a long ways to go. I'm still learning every day. And each day that I learn something, I find myself recognizing things more. I'll be out somewhere and I see something and then I'll say, well, yeah, that's so and so, and I'll start eating on it or something other, and I get the looks and stuff. But the knowledge that I've learned of reteaching myself takes better care of me down the road if something should happen. And that's what my whole purpose is. Not only take care of myself, but take care of others if I need to. In a situation, teach them how to survive as well as me. Do I have 5 years of food? No, I do not. I do good to have what I have. But I set aside and try to buy, some extra Roman noodles or maybe some extra beans or little things like that. Does it seem like a lot? Not really. But then again, that extra box of rice I got, those extra beans, they'll feed me. And the knowledge that I acquire from learning also feeds me. So this is where, and I don't even argue with these people because they just give me the looks. I just kind of just downplay and say, okay, whatever. In this article, I detail more hardcore reality to show just how awful it would be for those that don't prep. Every one of these scenarios is something that has occurred to the non-preppers throughout history. While strong images come to mind, the purpose is to jar some people out of their inaction and into action before it's too late. Unfortunately, it doesn't really happen. I've only seen one person that said they would like to start prepping. They're thinking about prepping because they got children and stuff. They get thinking about the prepping needs and putting up the extra food and things like that. I only heard it from one person out of all the people I've talked to over the years. One person, that's it, basically. I mean, I've talked to other people that prep some online or we had a little meeting or something other, but then again, that's as far as it goes. You don't really hear much about. Met a couple people who got rid of their stuff and bought a gun because of worrying about things. Said preppers are good people and care much about those around them. And unless something does jar those around them that chooses not to prep, their own survival chances could be reduced. For every bit of food, water, ammunition, or supplies you sacrifice to the non-prepper, the fewer Irreplaceable supplies are left for you and your family in a crisis situation. Basically, what he's talking about, and I can understand where he's coming from. That's what I asked somebody. I said, "Well, would you be willing to open the door up for those people down the road, that seniors that got their food robbed? Would you be willing to bring them into your home? Would you be willing to take a chance to show your secret stash of food? Would you be willing to?" Uh, That's why I say, what if that person just knocks on your door? I mean, I know some people around here. I know, guarantee they would knock on my door. Do you have an extra bag of beans? Do you have an extra bag of this? Because they got 5 kids to take care of. And then I said, well, all right, here's a bag of rice. Then I come back and knocking at the door again. Say the government does give y'all boxes of food, but they're going to eat all their food up. And then I come back and they will still ask for more. And then when I get tired of giving them food, I say, look, I've been giving you my food and doing without, and I've had enough. I'm done. Then the problem's going to even create even more. You don't want to let them know that you've got extra food put up, because then they're going to be there taking your food. They're going to be there camping out at your place, expecting you to feed them every day. And that's a hard choice to make on something like that. Hang if you do it, hang if you don't. For me, I can kind of teach them how to live off the land and eat what's around them and make do with it, survive with it until things get better, hopefully, if they're willing to listen. But that's the question: are they willing to listen? Um, and here are the awful consequences for those refusing to prep. Now, this guy just flat out mad because people just refuse to prep. As the world continues to decay at multiple factors, the common person has and continues to be lured into a sense that everything is improving and will continue to for the distant future. After all, to them, unemployment has peaked out and will drop until everyone that wants to work will easily be able to find good paying jobs. Yeah, I don't see that happening. North Korea is no threat because all their long range ballast rockets fizzed out. Yeah, I know. Sanitation will eventually make Iran give up their nuclear programs. Oil prices will start going down after June or so. Europe will bail out Greece and Spain and everyone else, and U.S. debt will eventually come under control. Yeah, who knows? But that's what they think. It's what people want to think. That's what people want to believe is going to happen. After 2012, everybody that has prepared themselves will go back to more sensible lives. Good times are coming. Baseball season, on and on. Just the basic facts here is that he's talking about people just basically having the meaningless chatter and everything, which is basically that people sitting and thinking, well, everything's gonna be fine. It's like I keep saying, the ostrich with your head buried in the sand. That's what it is. It says, these Americans who once enjoyed the luxuries that modern living had to offer are now at their wits' end, with very little hope for a return to their previous life. They are no longer able to pay most of or any of their bills. Most have to humiliatingly turn to others for help to pay for food, or worse, to obtain old, unhealthy, and poor tasting food from locally funded food banks. And I had to get food from food banks myself. I'm not gonna lie, I've had to. There was times, I was living off of Roman noodles and popcorn and apples. Was it easy? You turn to, unfortunately, you would go through these good paying jobs to losing a job, and then all you might be able to find is a part time job, and that's just not going to pay for everything. You know, your car gets taken away, is what it's saying. You can't afford the gas. It's a personal economic meltdown with food assistance, rental assistance, homeless shelters, and families to turn to. Even the most ones are almost always able to find some sort of help. However, he says, it is no wonder with these known assistance programs then that people have forgotten or never thought to consider what happened if and when human civilizations go through a strong enough SHTF event. If that happens on a mass scale, what happens to everyone that needs help, that has not prepared ahead of time? What happens when government are in such total disarray or destroyed altogether that they can't even help if they wanted to. So that's what I'm saying is when push comes to shove, the government's going to disappear. They're going to go underground. They're going to go to their shelters or wherever they're going to go, and they're going to take care of themselves. They're going to take whatever food and supplies they've had built up, and they're going to take care of themselves. And you're just flat out of luck. And a lot of these people counts on all of this stuff. I mean, just count on every bit of it. No, so the media and others have portrayed the good people that sacrifice much, if not all, luxuries of life, prepare themselves and their families and friends for screen times as Chicken Little. You know how Chicken Little kept saying, the skies follow, the skies follow. But who is disillusioned? Those who see the signs around them and understand how vulnerable to the system is, or those who believe that things never change, that politicians have their best interests at heart, and that if the worst happens, the government will be there to provide everything they may need. I don't think, so like I said, push comes shove and things get bad enough, they're going to go underground. They're going to go to their designated spots, and they're going to take their chosen ones with them. And the people outside of that thing, you're out of luck. No more food's coming your way. No more help's coming your way. No more shelter. No more blankets or whatever. They're going to take care of them. They're going to take whatever reserves they have left, and they're going to take care of themselves. And that means the people will have to take care of themselves. So, the misery of long-term employment and stuff. Now, I'm not going to read all this. You can go and read this yourself. But this here is just part of the first part. And I will do the second part. And it is talking about, he's talking about the non-preppers, as he says. What horrors they will likely face after a cave-in of, the nation crisis. So that there is something I want you to, I will be back on the second part, and I will go through all that of what he's got here. It's a big long list on it. That will be part 2. So again, like I said, this here is the title to it. Look it up and read it in a, sorry about that. Read it in a complete form. Like I say, I'm just going through parts of it. You just, when you're prepping, you just don't understand why some of these people are not doing what they're doing. And then the looks they give you, like I said, and the fact is, it changes. What was your best friend ain't your best friend anymore. What was a close family may not be a close family anymore. Things changes, and guarantee you what's going to happen is they're going to be at that door when something happens, and they're going to expect you to take care of them. So, it's a good thought, still basic everyday thought. It's something we've all talked about and everything, but it's still something to be able to remind you about, and, not let you forget that things can get bad, and people who refuses to even put up for a 3-day food supply, even say this, we're all preppers. We started the day we was born learning how to do things and take care of things and prep for things, but there's a difference as far as that goes. We do for everyday stuff, going to work, taking care of our kids, doing whatever, but we don't think about the other until one day something happens, whether it's a car accident or everyday life, as some of my other past videos have show, as I've talked about. It changes your whole life. So this is Live Prepper, Rolla Joan. I want you to be safe and happy, and join me for part 2.